Hello everyone, my name is Jose Cabo and I work for the International Paralympic Committee and the Aguirre's Foundation. I'm here today to explain the steady pilot action that we did the last month of June to introduce the beneficiaries of the project in the first person. We organized a live chat with Wissam Sami, a refugee para-athlete from Iraq that had to leave his country to look for more opportunities in a new country, in Greece. The pilot action consisted of a Zoom call live streamed on Paralympics Facebook. The session comprised an introduction to the study project, followed by the viewing of the video Wissam Sami from refugee camps to competing on the world stage that you can find on YouTube as well with that name, Wissam Sami, from refugee camps to competing on the world stage. After watching the video, Wissam shared his testimony and talked about the impact of parasport for the inclusion of refugees with a disability. Wissam explained us the many barriers he had to break down on his way from Iraq to Greece. He inspired every one of us with his story and explained how important it was for him to practice parasport. He could travel abroad to compete against the best wheelchair fencers in the world, and what is more important, gave him an activity in where he found friends, enjoyment, and a way to be in contact with local people. In his own words, he said, "Please, in life, you have many chances, so don't just stay in your room." I was like that. I was in my room as a refugee that lost my home. I felt like nothing. But sport opened my eyes, so please open your eyes, do sport, and start a new life. This conversation is still available in the Facebook of the Paralympics. Also, if you would like to have the link, you can contact the organizer of this event and they will share it with you. In this slide, you can see the reach of the pilot action. 1,567 persons watched the video. 4,192 were the number of times that people see the video on their screens. 4,188 persons were reached by the content, and we had 115 interactions. That means the number of likes, comments, and shares that we had in our Facebook. Finally, the IPC and the Aguirre's Foundation will continue to mobilize resources and offer opportunities for refugees to join parasport as a tool of inclusion from the entry level, but also in the Paralympic Games, in projects like STEADY, and also in like we did in the Paralympic Games in Rio 2016 and Tokyo 2020. You can see in this picture the Paralympic refugee team of Tokyo 2020 in the athlete parade of the opening ceremony of the Games. To finalize this presentation, we want to show you a video of the members of the refugee Paralympic team being presented by celebrities around the world. Some of these athletes are beneficiaries of STEADY, another initiative that the Greek Paralympic Committee and the Aguirre's Foundation did in the past. And certainly, those athletes are responsible for showing the world a strong message of inclusion and peace through parasport.
Hello everyone, I am Bojan Jachimovic from Paralympic Committee of Serbia. The STEADY project is funded by the Erasmus Plus sport program of the European Commission, aims to use the sport as a tool of inclusion for the displaced youth with disabilities, refugees and migrants. Having in mind that Serbia is a transition country with only 300 requests for asylum so far, our main activity is to establish, together with our local partners, a network of info points in which migrants and refugees could be informed about the importance of the sport in the process of the inclusion. At the same time, we translated the handbook to Serbian, a document produced by the project partners in which good practice examples are gathered on the inclusion of migrants and ethnic minorities in and through sports, as well as the inclusion of persons, including youth with disabilities. The handbook has been delivered to our network of sports clubs and associations all over Serbia. Our main activity took place at National Sports Fair in which Serbian top-level athletes promoted the study project demonstrating the parasport. The attendees could try themselves in the para-athletics throwing disciplines. Hopefully, study projects should encourage migrants and refugees, especially youth with disabilities, to start practicing sport.
I love to run.
Ok. Quando eri giovane o a scuola hai fatto sport?
See, in Africa, I love to run when I was young, even now. But I don't have my partner to challenge. So,
Do you think that sport it is important in
Yes.
life?
sport is like important to me because when you do more sports, and the more you feel stronger.
Io pratico calcio. Calcio è importante per me perché mi dà la salute e anche nel calcio, attraverso il calcio ho tanti amici, ho avuto amicizia con i ragazzi per chi gioca a calcio e per la salute del mio corpo e perché l'ho scelto il calcio, anche è stata una mia preferita.
Pensi che lo sport sia importante soprattutto per ragazzi che vengono in Italia da poco?
Sì, certo, per me sì, sono molto importanti, anche per loro, per poter integrare in Italia, avere gli amici, per conoscere anche tante persone, perché se sei da sola a casa non si può avere tante relazioni.
Allora, io ti chiedo se conosci che cos'è il parasport.
Poi per sport sì, come prima, perché ti avevo detto no, perché ci sono in Senegal, non ho mai visto in Senegal, ma se esiste ci sono le persone che le praticano. È una sport anche bella per aiutare anche le persone che sono in difficoltà, per esempio, che hanno problemi come problemi in mani, non solo piedi. È uno sport anche per me è importante per loro perché tutti possono praticare il calcio, non solo che tutte le persone che hanno magari che non stanno male, ma tutto lo sport è per tutti.
Che sport fai e perché è importante per te?
Io faccio palestra, per me è importante. Vabbè, sono giovane, faccio palestra e mi piace. È un divertimento per me. La faccio con i ragazzi, cioè in town, e mi diverto.
E secondo te lo sport ha un potere importante per la vita delle persone?
Sì, è bello praticare lo sport, anche in compagnia, non c'entra bianco o nero, differenza zero, questo è importante.
Ti faccio un'altra domanda. Conosci invece lo sport per le persone con disabilità? Il parasport?
No.
Lo hai mai visto? Magari in televisione?
Sì, basket ho visto.
Come si pratica lo sport per le persone con disabilità? Il basket?
Stai in carrozzina e giocano con le mani.
E i canestri sono
Bassi.
sono un po' più bassi. Quindi avevi già sentito il parasport, lo sport
sì.
per persone che hanno una disabilità.
Sì, sì.
E secondo te lo sport può essere uno strumento di inclusione sociale, quindi per far conoscere altre persone, soprattutto per persone che hanno delle difficoltà?
Certo.
Hello everyone, my name is Fotis and I'm representing the NGO of Equal Society. I'm here to talk about the STEAD initiative, one of the most inspiring initiatives here in Greece that helps displaced youth with disability find their way in society, in European society, through sports. In this presentation, my colleague Katerina is going to help me, and behind the camera is my colleague Danai. So, what we had to do? We had to create workshops, a pilot activity of workshops in order to, make sports organizations, coaches, understand the importance of sports as a tool of integration for displaced youth with disabilities. And it's hard. It's hard to talk to, people that they know their stuff about, the social impact of a project or something like that. So we took a different approach. So we sneaked in the track and field championship here in Athens for people with disability, and we created a mini workshop, and I mean it. We sneaked in like James Bond, By the way, last film of James Bond, amazing. Nothing like the past movies, so it's a must see. Are we here to talk about cinema? Okay. Anyway, back to the STEAD initiative. So, we went to the track and field championship for people with disability here in Greece, and we created workshops for those sports organizations and coaches. And we talked to them about, the social impact of the STEAD initiative. We had some steps, during the presentations. I'm going to present them to you because I don't think that you can see the slides, but anyway, we made a small introduction about the STEAD initiative. We talked to them about examples of best practices, and we talked to them about the manual that we created, the handbook. But we were sure that we had to create something more in order to make them understand the social impact of the project, and that's the next step that we created was an absolute success. So what we did was to talk to them about a capacity building that we are going to create as a parallel project in order to help those organizations understand the importance of multicultural team. And this is a fact. If you have a multicultural team in a company, in an NGO, it's going to help you elevate your work, elevate your image. It's going to be a huge success. And those organizations understood it. And when we presented the handbook in the final stage of this presentation, and we showed them step by step how they can help refugees with disability find their way in Greek society through sports, and help in the same way their organizations, that was the key point that made them understood that here is a huge success for them if they are going to participate in the STEAD initiative. But when you organize a workshop, there is a turning point, and our turning point were when we told them that in this way could have multiple effects in the long run. And in the end of the day, when we finished the workshop here in Athens, everyone told us that, this was amazing and you should do it again. And we did. We took a plane, we went to Thessaloniki, we sneaked in again like James Bond in another track and field championship there, and we did the same thing. And it was again a success. So, the pilot activity that Equal Society created for the STEAD initiative in order to help displaced youth with disability, it was a major point for those sports organizations in order to understand that they actually can change people's life and they can help their organization. Thank you very much.
I'm from Afghanistan. I was born in Afghanistan until 7 or 8 years old. I was living in Afghanistan, and then I started to run from Afghanistan to Pakistan, Pakistan to Iran, Iran, Turkey. As a refugee, when I came to Turkey and also in Portugal, the sport really had a great role in my life to integrate with them. So they send all around the young people from the refugee countries. So I was one of those refugees that I was accepted like this when I come to Portugal. To refugee life, everything is difficult. Everything is difficult, learning, integration of the country, accepting and finding job, or to do your education, to go school, and to deal with certain different people, because not in every country people are like relaxed or welcome. But thanks God that in Portugal I was really relaxed and welcome, because Portuguese people are very nice and kind. But I hear a lot of refugees that staying from certain countries that they are really suffering from the bully of the local people. And I really love sport, and I see sport as a way of not just to get the medals, but also as a way of life. Sport is like my lifestyle, because I wake up early, I run and do my trainings, then study in school. So it's like just my daily routine. And of course, with that, I created with the sport to become more successful and to go to Olympic Games and the World Championship, European. So
Yes.
for that, I need to work way more harder, and which I'm doing in these days. Refugee is different, immigrant is different, local people are different, and to each of them they have different opportunities. A refugee, like I told you, like it's in the bottom, and then immigrants start from zero, and local people already have some levels because they have language, they have the place, they know the culture of their country, they know how to find the job. Immigrant, when they want to go to one country, they already have planned where to go, what to do. Refugee is not like this. Refugee doesn't know nothing. They go to one country, like has no idea that what's gonna happen to them. They just want to search a safety. So that's why it's not the equal stuff.
Hellenic Paralympic Committee supported in the framework of pilot actions the inclusion of 5 main displaced youth with disabilities in organized parasports. It offered and continues to offer them coaching opportunities to reach their maximum athletic potential, achieve excellence in sports, inspiring through their activities. These athletes challenge deep-rooted beliefs regarding disability and ethnicity, and act as catalysts for changing the approach to social inclusion in Greece and beyond.
Είμαι η Αλία Ισα, είμαι 20 χρονών, η καταγωγή μου είναι από τη Συρία, έχω γεννηθεί εδώ στην Ελλάδα, είμαι αθλήτρια, πριν 4 χρόνια ξεκίνησα τον αθλητισμό, ξεκίνησα από το Μπότσια και μετά πήγα στο Στίβο και τώρα είμαι αθλήτρια στην Κορίνα. Θέλω να είναι πολύ σημαντικό αθλητές πρόσφυγες με αναπηρία να κάνουν αθλητισμό. Θέλω να ευχαριστήσω το πρόγραμμα STEADY που βοηθάει τους πρόσφυγες με αναπηρία που κάνουν προπονήσεις, αγώνες κτλ. Θα ήθελα να συνεχιστεί αυτό το ωραίο έργο. Ευχαριστώ.
Ονομάζομαι Ναντίμ Αχμάντ. Είμαι από το Πακιστάν. Ήρθα πριν 12 χρόνια στην Ελλάδα. Ασχολήθηκα πριν περίπου 5-5,5 χρόνια με τον αθλητισμό. Ο αθλητισμός γενικά με έχει βοηθήσει πάρα πολύ. Και θέλω να πω κάτι, είναι πολύ σημαντικό να υπάρχουν προγράμματα στην Ευρώπη όπως είναι το Steady Project που στηρίζουν την ένταξη προσφύγων με αναπηρία σε αθλητικά προγράμματα και έτσι διευκολύνουν και την κοινωνική τους ένταξη στις τοπικές κοινωνίες.